All right, welcome back to another episode of Match Analysis. This time around, we are going to be taking another hop over into the Champions of the Realms, hosted by Destroyer and Caboose, which is, in some ways, I think, outside of the Coliseum, maybe the #2 tournament in terms of grassroots on the scene. So, Destroyer puts on a wonderful show, absolutely incredible. Definitely make sure you check him out and get involved in these events if you have the opportunity. But this is going to be top 8 of week 6. It's an 8-week series, so getting down to the wire here. And here we've got Honeybee Commander versus WizeGemini. So Honeybee, a player that we're all, I'm sure, very familiar with. Devora extraordinaire, very solid Devora player in MKX. Been on a bit of a character crisis in MK11, or at least not quite as fond of the Devora play. He has had some experimentations with other characters, a little bit maybe more than in MKX, but still going to be rocking quite a bit of Devora and a very strong Devora competitor nonetheless. So Devora is what we'll see from him here, at least to open up. And then Kang Gang in the house. WizeGemini, one of the premier Liu Kang players. I would expect to see nothing but Liu Kang here from WizeGemini, and that is likely going to be the case. Now, we're going to pause it real quick when we get to these loading screens so that we can take a look at the builds. So, from Honeybee first, we've got Widow's Kiss. That's the spider drop. It's a combo extender. It's essentially a teleport. Very, very powerful move. And gives her access to quite a bit of damage, off of it. You can confirm into it off of a lot of her different normals. You can set up the bug. I believe she can go for armor breaks off of it as well. So a really good move. And then the Stepsister bug. That bug is a doozy. It is so good. The way that the Amplified covers you, even when you get hit, it basically keeps you safe and or allows you to punish them afterward. It allows you to use throws to set up combos. This move right here is super strong. I wouldn't say that Devora's moves, any of them are considered mandatory. There are moves that are good, but I think that there are ways you could justify not taking the Stepsister bug. I don't think you should. I think if you know how to use the Stepsister bug, that's what you should take, but I don't necessarily think that that's the only way to go. Now, when we get to Liu Kang, though, when it comes to his build, this move right here, low fireball, I'm calling that one mandatory. I feel like that move is in every Liu Kang build, and it should be. It is, without a doubt, an incredibly powerful move. Gives him access to a low, which, depending on what the rest of your build is, that can introduce some 50-50s even if you've got the nunchuck stance or the command grab. Those force people to have to respond in a certain way. Now you've got a low fireball to catch him trying to duck underneath that shit. It is a launcher in the corner. It is so powerful. There is very little reason to not take low fireball. I mean, it's an actual true low as well. Low auto 9, Cassie's low shot, neither one of those are actual lows. And this is a true low. One of the few true low fireballs in the game, actually. There are more. Sindel's Scream is another example, but I think that Liu Kang's fireball is incredibly good. So you see this on almost every build. Not surprised here at all. The other interesting move here on the build is definitely going to be the Kusari Slam. That is the command grab. It's Liu Kang's armor break. Has great, you can side switch with it, and has great positioning when you do actually hit people with it. So it's a good combo ender. You can, the position that it puts them at, the distance, really strong Oki for Liu Kang. And then to top it off, he's got the Dragonfire. Dragonfire is a bit of a flavor ability. It's only going to be adding damage to his stuff. So it's not necessarily a big factor here. Definitely could even see it being replaced by something else if WizeGemini decides to swap a bit, kind of throughout the set if things change. Or I'm sure he's got other builds that don't have Dragon's Fire, I guess. But low Fireball, definitely going to be, I think, mandatory on all of them. And I would not be surprised if Kusari Slam is making an appearance on many of them. But Dragonfire is really just going to boost the damage here that he does. It does take time to set up. And, that gets more and more difficult the stronger the players are. So, being able to find ways to set up your Dragon's Fire buff is not the easiest thing to do. There are a couple knockdowns that you can do, but you see a lot of players try to get it on block as well. So here we go. What is the opening play? So, if I'm going to guess here, I think Honeybee's going to back up. I think Honeybee's going to back off But he also could jump and throw out some of these spider limb normals. I think WizeGemini is going to move forward, but he's not going to be too aggressive. I think I'm probably wrong. I'm so fucking good at this. So Honeybee backed up. He didn't jump, but he did back up. And WizeGemini moved forward, but he moved forward with buttons. So I was half right, half wrong. So, but Honeybee backs away to see what's going to happen, and then WizeGemini starts swinging. He throws out these spider limbs from a distance. These pokes that he's got, they go really, really far. They're unsafe, or at least they give up your turn pretty heavily point blank, but they do go quite far. That is a bit of an error, though. Throws out the bug launcher there at the point blank. And there's those, the Torpedo Rush. You got to look out for those. And the command grab, too. That command grab is so good. And the positioning, well, I guess we'll see it right here. This is a decent position for, gives him enough time to dash up. And he's going to get another command grab right here off of a tick throw there. Like, it's just such great positioning. He can go right into mids where his mids are connecting, but he also has enough distance that he can start to back away from get-up attacks and things like that if he thinks those are coming. Stepsister bug. I like the setup there from Honeybee. Keeps that stepsister bug, kept that spider drop safe. Throw follow-up is going to get him some damage as well. Good, smart play from Honeybee. This is, so two things that Honeybee is doing really well right now. What Honeybee is first off doing is he's using the range of his spider limbs to deal with stuff. This jump in range, very tough to anti-air her. You know, maybe a kick would have done it or something. Goes for the pokes. Now he's got some distance. He backs away, throws out a sweep, and all of these moves that he's doing don't necessarily put him in danger. I think her jump in normals do put her in danger, but these other ones not as much. So a lot of these just little longer range normals from Honeybee, and then just going for the chip out, has the meter to do so, spends it on the Torpedo Rush, and takes round one. Very, very smart play there from Honeybee.
You guys gotta help me. What's the tentacle move again for Devora? Everyone keeps trying to correct, not always, but there are people who keep trying to correct us on what it's called.
It's called the
Low fireball.
Ava something rush.
Ava positive rush.
Yeah, Ava positive.
This is a good opener. Look at how much of a life deficit he has, though. Like, these fireballs from WizeGemini are doing so much work, and this is why low fireball, I think, is mandatory. I think low fireball is just so good. The way that you can mix it in with your other stuff, it has to be respected. And the Dragon's Fire adds to the damage of fireballs as well. Honeybee does finally find an opening here, though. There's the breakaway coming out as well from WizeGemini.
With the variation name, Lucifer. I like that. You see what he did there? How he threw in the loop?
More fireballs. Ooh, that was good from Honeybee. So the thing about these fireballs is they're highs. And this is inarguably more of a advocacy for low fireball. Just like low fireball does it better. Low fireball would have prevented some of this. Not all of it, but some of this. So Honeybee not only ducks, but he actually throws a normal out underneath these. But those are completely duckable. All three of them are highs. They whiff over his head. We're talking about Devora range, right? So, I mean, this spider swipe, you can see the green on it. That's kind of where it actually can hit. That's fucking behind him. That is behind him. This is Blue's head. So plenty of range for Honeybee to get this punish off. And Honeybee's going to go right in and do it. Now, last time Honeybee got a punish, the breakaway came out. Defensive bars were spent. Did not want to see the damage. Here, this time, not having it. Honeybee's got them. It has the option to go for whatever he wants. However, no meter either. That is sort of the risk-reward factor kind of thing. So he spends the meter when there's meter available. He doesn't have any meter, but Honeybee's not going to be able to turn this into damage either. Oh, actually he does. He spent it, so he has the meter, so this is going to be full damage. And look at that, into the Stepsister Bug. Now, he doesn't have additional meter to set up an amplified Stepsister Bug. The amplified Stepsister Bug sticks around, even on block, and hit. It's just happening. It's pretty wild. So he just sets up a regular Stepsister Bug here. And the wise thing to do from WizeGemini is to challenge. If you start swinging, it will force the bug to go away. Actually, it actually ended up still keeping the bug out. Interesting. I did not expect that, because the bug goes away on block. I wonder if it's because of the knockdown, it just had enough time to actually finish its startup there. So he actually is able to save himself then with that Stepsister bug. Very interesting play there. I don't play enough Devoras or see enough Devora to really know exactly how that move works. Running out of defensive meter. Dude. What do you do? This is a heartbreaker. Right now, Honeybee has, I mean, this is like the clutchest thing that he could have possibly done. And for it to not work, devastating. He goes for this cancel right here, which it might be because he knows that it's safe and opponents try to punish it. He's ready for their punish. He is so fucking ready, and he has to be. He's in critical health. He's got 1 bar of defensive left because he's already lost health to Chip. That's how low the life bar is. He's already lost some of it to Chip. Gets the flawless block, has the meter for the attack, and then I don't even know. Like, you see this green thing? I thought that this is the hurt box. I thought this is where it hits. That is passing through WizeGemini right now. I don't even know how to explain that one. That is a heartbreaker if I've ever seen one. Let's watch this in slow-mo. Hold up. I gotta see. Like, jeez. That is so obnoxious. He even waited a little bit and everything. And because this whiffs, I believe that he ends up losing the round here. So that is wild stuff happening there. So WizeGemini able to hang in there. You know, the Paolo protects on that one. And Honeybee, he's got to shake it off. You got to shake that stuff off. You cannot let that get to you. There's that low fireball coming out. You try to challenge. There is a low fireball to worry about. Ooh, he tried to challenge. And is that just the string that hit? Yeah, this is interesting. So this string right here is interruptible. So Honeybee just a little slow with his interrupt attempt, ultimately. You know, he was just a little slow. It happens. And because of that, he gets blown up big time. There's no defensive meter to stop anything. So he's going to get a crushing blow here. That is huge. And now Wise has a life lead to start running away if he needs to. Gets in. Oh my god. And Wise has all of these crushing blows just ready. This is, real quick aside, one of my favorite things about Mortal Kombat is this concept of crushing blows that have to be loaded. What it creates and what happens is throughout the game, throughout rounds 1 and 2, what WizeGemini did is instead of ending his combos in Dragon Kick, for example, he ended them in Bicycle Kick, which does less damage, but what it does do is it gives him this crushing blow later on down the line. So the game has this choice that you have to make of, okay, do you want to go for max damage every single time, or do you want to sacrifice a little bit of damage early on to then later on get bigger damage? And I think that is really, really cool. There absolutely should be more of that, and for some of it, some moves there totally is. I wish that there was more of it, but, you know, the way that, like, the command grab one for Terminator works, where you have to choose to, okay, you might have to throw this guy out of the corner if you want to load it up, or you have to find a way to throw him, or get the command grab and then have it throw him into the corner so you can have it loaded up. And that is really, really cool to then be able to cash out on that payoff later on. So because WizeGemini has decided to go for slightly less damage, but payoff later on, when you get to the final round, now you can just explode with that big damage you have. And that's exactly what WizeGemini does. He saved that counter hit crushing blow for later. He had the bicycle kick crushing blow ready for later, and he's going to go in and just collapse this rib cage here. 385. There's barely defensive meter left, and not going to even get the chance. The brutality even. I hadn't seen that part. Holy shit. What a play by WizeGemini. Very, very nicely done. And a big highlight of one of my favorite parts about the game. I love
That is really
characters
unfortunate.
that load up a crushing blow, and then once it's loaded, they can access
really
even
blame him,
bigger
too. I don't
damage.
think
I
he,
think that's
like,
really cool.
It seemed like he had the
Some
time
characters,
down. He
it's
just
better implemented than others, but
hair. He
whatever.
missed the fatal blow by a hair.
That's a heartbreaker, though, that Honeybee didn't get that fatal blow.
Man coming out of
A big
WizeGemini.
heartbreaker that Honeybee didn't get that fatal blow. I mean, he had the right idea,
A great character
slipped
to
right
make
through.
those incredible
We'll see if Honeybee can shake that off, though. It looked like that poke that he had mistimed may have even been sort of a factor from that, still thrown off by having that other issue. So then, you know, in his poke game, that got kind of thrown off too. But you got to shake off these kind of things. You can't let him get to you. And, you know, Honeybee, he's got the mind of a champion. He is definitely a really strong player. So I'm sure that any kind of errors that he may be having are going to be short-lived, and he'll be able to straighten up the gameplay. Doesn't mean he'll necessarily win the game. WizeGemini is really powerful, but I don't think he's going to be making a ton of errors like that. And even then, you know, that poke, a mistimed poke, it happens, right? We've all done it. Nice follow spot attack. Yeah, Honeybee's definitely firing properly there. Dragonfire. I like the timing here to get that up. It seemed like Honeybee may have maybe accidentally put that Capito Rush out there. I'm not really sure what that was for. You know, there's nothing here, right? Now she may have been, or he may have been worried about a dragon kick coming in or something like that, because, you know, Lu can really quickly close that gap. But Lu's not spending any time getting in, and because he's got this space, and I think he saw the Capito Rush get whiffed, and he's like, oh, well, I'm nowhere near that. Yeah, he sees this happening. This is WizeGemini catching up, like, oh, okay, well, if you're going to do that shit, I'm going to get my fire buff up. That's free. There's no way you can contest that. Because typically, if he just throws the fire buff out, he has to worry about the teleport from Honeybee. Honeybee can teleport in. That's a problem. So Gemini has to make sure that he's very, very careful with his decision making when he decides to go for Dragon's Fire, and that was a perfect opportunity. He saw the moment where Honeybee kind of opened the window up a little bit, and WizeGemini's right in there. Ooh, good block on the teleport. Honeybee getting a little greedy there, trying to take a big risk, not paying off that time. Catches him out of the air, nothing gonna happen though. And okay, this time it will connect. Hit confirms into it. Now, there is breakaway available here for WizeGemini, but he does decide to hang on to it. But there's that stepsister bug. It's keeping him safe only temporarily. WizeGemini unfazed. Just keeps going in anyway. And there we go. Wow, I'm honestly shocked. A round 1 bicycle kick crushing blow. I don't think I've actually seen that before. It's almost always he does too much damage. That being said, you can spend 2 bars on 1 bicycle kick to get it rather quickly. But WizeGemini, he just decides to spend it. And if you look at the damage, like the normal bicycle kick peters out about right here, right? And he doesn't have the meter, so he couldn't have gone any further. The other thing the normal bicycle kick does is it's a restand. It does not knock down. I don't know how plus it is, if you can even do anything with it, but it is not a knockdown. But WizeGemini is not playing any games. He knows how tough of a competitor Honeybee is. So instead of taking the risk and just saving the crushing blow for later, he just decides to cash out. It's worth spending it for the round. And I agree with the decision. He could have maybe gone for the chip out. There was still meter to get through to do that. But making sure you can take the victory is almost always more important.
That crush, guarantee yourself the round. Good idea from WizeGemini. Counters with the projectile.
All right, low profile or low fireball. Oh, lovely anti-air there from WizeGemini. And now the corner positioning. These combos are being ended in the fire buff as well. So that's going to give him some extra damage here.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
Gotcha.
Looking like the champions of the road speed runs all over again. The way WizeGemini is coming in.
Whoa. Okay. Interesting. I actually did not know of this. This is why Honeybee's the Devourer extraordinaire. He's even got the side switch combos. He wants the corner here. He's not. WizeGemini doesn't have the teleports. He has Dragon's Gift or Dragon's Fire, but not Dragon's Gifts. So he doesn't have the teleports. He can't get out at will. So Honeybee goes for this side switch combo, which I didn't even know you could do that and continue the combo like this. So a nice clean little pickup, and I love these stepsister bug setups from Honeybee. Every single time he's getting a hit, it's almost always ending in the bugs. Oh, that would have been a really cool conversion. Didn't get anything too big out of it though. No meter. Tried to go for the command grab, but Honeybee now abusing the range of his spider limbs, and this will be the kill here. And you see, Honeybee was not getting too close. I think a lot of Devora players are probably more in tune with than others is that every character ultimately is restricted by A, their frames, how fast their normals are, but B, their range of their normals. If your character is just swinging their arms every single time, then they only have the range of their arms. And Devora in particular is a character that she has those spider limbs on her back, which give her access to, in a lot of cases, more range than others. So she's able to become a threat at a bigger range. And also, then, because of that, she can kind of hover at these sort of, ranges just outside of throw distance, just outside of your opponent's jab. And she can still feel like she's a threat. She can catch you whiffing. She can catch you, trying to throw a poke out or trying to jump in from there and be able to deal with it because she still can feel like she's in control there. There's no need to get up close and personal. Even here, look at this. This range right here that this jump-in comes out at, I mean, I think this is where liftoff is at about. Yeah, this is where liftoff is. This is typically, a jump is going to go right here. Not a range where it's a big threat, right? WizeGemini is already moving backward. If this was Sonya, what are you worried about, man? She's just got arms. But because it's Devora, the range is going to be even enough that at this distance, a jump-in has connected. The majority of times, your jump-in connects and you land right here next to them. Devora is not like that. So really smart usage of the those spider normals here. Now, there is a breakaway. Breakaway does come out. He's still cornered, though. Dude, I love all of these stepsister bugs. Again, Honeybee doing an incredible job of setting up the stepsisters.
Yo, this mix-up right now
There's more.
Honeybee, the way he just reversed the tides of battle.
Ooh, command grab. And the side switch as well. Powerful part of the command grab is that you can go for a side switch here. So right now, Wize is cornered. Doesn't have a lot of life left, but he is going to try to turn it around. He's got a lot of resources left. Still has counter hit crushing blow. Fatal blow still available. Bicycle kick is off the table, but touches the fireball. Another one. And now one hit, dude. What a robbery by WizeGemini. Smart play, though. I mean, so immediately he's willing to spend his meter, right? He had 2 full bars of meter, right? The stocks are full. Immediately, that fireball's coming out, and it's going to catch. He's got another bar left. What does he do with it? Spends it right away. No fear at all. No need. His plan does not include meter. And that's the thing. As a Liu Kang player, your plan doesn't have to include meter. The majority of Liu Kang's launchers or abilities to get people into the air do not cost meter. You can do it with amplified fireball in the corner, but for the most part, Liu Kang is able to launch with strings by themselves, or he can't launch off the string and he just has to go into the fatal blow. You know what I mean? Like if he's got fatal blow, so he doesn't need to launch them, he just needs to tap them into it. And that's exactly what WizeGemini goes for. Gets the knockdown here, jumps to the other side, and jump kick fatal blow. A bit of a risk, but absolutely willing to take it when the life bar is that dire, and that is a snatch of the victory to put WizeGemini up 2-0. That's a pretty wild play there, though, from WizeGemini. You got to do what you got to do, though. You absolutely got to do what you got to do, is how the game ends up working. And WizeGemini's willingness to spend the meter, dig his heels in on that one, and just stand his ground, and then go for the big play like that. Like, Liu Kang's fatal blow is really good in the damage department. It's not like crazy damage like Terminator and Joker can be, but it's still respectable damage. It's got really good range. It's even got decent pushback. It's not always punishable. So being willing to just kind of spend it like that, very, very smart. And the thing is also, WizeGemini is a Liu Kang player through and through. He's been playing Liu Kang since the game came out. Very dedicated to this character. He's got a handful of other pocket characters. I mean, when you play this game as much as he does, obviously you're going to hear the call of a handful of other characters too, but still very, very, very strong player, strong Liu Kang player. So he knows how good his fatal blow is and how useful it is. So the willingness to kind of throw it out there in those unexpected times, working out really well.
Right now I'm having the hype sauce.
Alright, finds the opening. 2 bars spent as well. We saw last game, he basically went for the bicycle kick crushing blow round 1. So, and he's already got 2 bars done. Big duck on the throw. WizeGemini definitely having some big answers here. No punish on that low fireball. Potentially was waiting a little bit too long for that amplify that never came. And the command grab from WizeGemini, look at how quick that was too. 22 seconds was all that took. And he basically forced him to the corner from the bicycle kicks, and that was it. Locked him down, didn't let him out. Honeybee makes his way out. And this is the side switch. So Honeybee now wants the corner as well. Both of these characters are characters that can do well in the corner, so no surprise that they're really trying to lock the other person into the corner. WizeGemini and does it in the form of big combo damage, and opens up more launchers in the corner with low fireball. He's got combos that he can't do unless he's in the corner. And Honeybee gets to really, really harass you with those stepsister bugs in the corner. The setups the character can do in the corner are huge. Here's that fatal blow coming out from WizeGemini again. Big damage, obviously not enough to kill. Not even, I don't think, enough to put the fatal blow up on the table. Oh, that's punishable. Wow. What an expert use of the crushing blow there. That Capito rush was a big risk to do right there. Honeybee did not have the meter to amplify it and make it safe. When you amplify it, it's safe. And on block, it is punishable. It's a tight punish, but it's in the double digits. So in the double digits that WizeGemini was able to even get forward 4 out there, which is, I believe, 11 frames. So it has to be like minus 12 or 13. And WizeGemini, there's breakaway available. He doesn't go for this string has a crushing blow on it where you kick them in the face to launch them into the air. That would have allowed for a breakaway. So very, very smart decision making to know where the resources were at, what was going on in the game, what had been spent, what was still available to him. He does still have that crushing blow, but that's going to launch them, give them a chance to break away. Hold on a minute, I have the bicycle kick crushing blow. They have less than 30%. Let me just finish it that way. So WizeGemini smartly just goes in with the crushing blow on the bike kick. 385. Part of that's because I believe he had the dragon fire buff up at the start of that. So yeah, you can see his hands are on fire. I think he does it after the fatal blow, yeah. So part of this is because the bicycle kick lead-in had a little extra damage, but I mean still, that is a string into just shy of 400 damage. That is a lot. That is a lot. So really, really big numbers coming out for WizeGemini, and that is a 3-0 over Honeybee. Honeybee's talented competitor, but no match for the Shaolin this time around. So WizeGemini moves on, and I do believe WizeGemini moves on to take this tournament. This was WizeGemini's tournament to win. He did grab that qualifying spot in the Champions of the Realm Week 6. So congratulations to WizeGemini. Very well deserved. And of course, big thanks to Caboose and Destroyer for allowing me to analyze this footage. I do appreciate them letting me take a look at these matches. I mean, the show that they're putting on contains some of the biggest and best names in the scene. So being able to analyze the gameplay of the absolute best of the best is an absolute blast and treat. So really big shout outs to Destroyer and Caboose for allowing me to do this. And the tournament is open to anybody with a PlayStation and an Ethernet cord. So if you are looking to compete, the Champions of the Realm is a great place to get in there. A huge number of players in there, which means you got players of all skill levels in there. If you don't think that you're going to make it out of pools, that's fair, but very few players do, right? There's over 100 players, I think, each week. So, somebody's got to lose, but it is a good place to test your mettle, meet other competitive players, see where you stand, and then I think a big thing, if you lose, take a look at your matches, see what went wrong, and then you can get them next week. So make sure you guys are getting signed up for Champions of the Realm. Week 7 is coming up, so still a couple spots left in there. Hop in there and start participating. That's going to do it for this episode, though, of Match Analysis, and thank you guys for watching.